Alright, welcome back to another Craftopia tutorial. We're back at the Millwind Hill Tower, and we're going to show how to advance to the Renaissance Age. But instead, like last time I showed you how to go out and collect items, I'm going to walk you through going through the dungeon in the castle right next to this so that you can actually find these materials that you need and not have to go out and run around to the area and collect them. So there's the materials on your map. You can always go out and collect them if you don't want to do this dungeon, but you may want to go into the dungeon over here just so that you can get some of the materials from the boss and just level up. So one of the things you want to do is talk to this NPC. They give you a little quest about fighting a ghost. And there are... you can solve that quest inside the castle over here. Now, you're going to see this big dude pop up. He's not that difficult to deal with. He does swing that big axe. He does kind of stomp on you, but he moves really slow. So make sure you have your appropriate buffs. And then you get in close and just start attacking him. Or if you've got magic, use your magic on him. You can actually climb up this Gigantis Hoplon. And just attack as much as you can, do as much damage as quickly as you can, heal if you need to, get your dodge bonuses if you dodge appropriately like that, and break a shield, and you should be pretty easy to knock out. And now we'll just work our way through this castle, going through a few enemies. None of these enemies in here should be too difficult as long as you're about level 15 or so. You don't have to beat all these enemies. I'm just going to kind of explore around just to show you some of the areas where there's some treasure chests and just some enemies so that you can maybe complete some other missions you might have on your list if you need to, or just collect items. This is important though. In order to access the Old Garden of the Undead, you have to unlock that. And there's two other sections later on that we'll get to that you need to unlock that in order to get access to the Garden of the Undead. So now you need to go up to find the other two of these. So we unlocked yellow, there's a red one, and there should be a green one. You can see the entrance over there has a shield around it, and until you unlock all of those, that shield will not come down so that you can enter the dungeon. And the final key to unlock is over here in this corner. It's kind of an awkward spot to get to. You can see the shield went down after I unlocked that green one, which was the final one to unlock. And there's an extra chest, I think, back here. Yeah, there it is. Alright, welcome to the Old Garden of Undead. So this is the second dungeon if you're progressing through. Now this one is kind of a bit of a puzzle, along with you just kind of got to defeat the enemies, right? So that's where you need to head, but there's no way to get there. There's no bridge. So basically you just follow the bridges, find the enemies in that group, defeat the enemies in that group. It should unlock the next bridge. And there are a few puzzles that you have to figure out along the way. And the enemies will get progressively more difficult as you advance through this dungeon. So I defeated those enemies and unlocked this bridge to go to this next area. This next area is just kind of like a color puzzle. You just have to unlock the doors in the right order in order to get it to the next area. So if you touch the blue crystal, it brings down the blue door, brings up the blue door depending on which one you touch. Yellow for the yellow doors, red for the red doors, so on. The order does matter so that you can get through, because the crystal unlocks and locks doors. This puzzle is actually kind of confusing. It says to light up all the lights, and that's legitimately all you have to do is you click open to light up the lights. Not sure why this was so easy. I thought maybe there was a trick to this, that you had to do it in a certain order. But that's all you literally have to do is make them all light up, and then the next bridge unlocks. And also the goblins do gain elemental damage as you get through this, so you can see this one's got the lightning elemental damage. Really don't think that it's that much more difficult. These wizards are kind of annoying because they can kind of freeze you in place, but once you get in close, they're pretty easy to defeat, especially if you've got an attack build. Alright, unlock the next area. So technically this just brought me back around to the beginning. And now you can see there's still no bridge, so I have to go this way. And this is kind of a traversal slash enemy challenge here. You're going to face enemies you have to defeat, and there's also things that you have to traverse. There'll be another one of those large hoplites over here. This one's an archer that can shoot huge arrows at you. Just kind of hide and wait till he shoots. He shoots very slow. So just kind of wait and watch. And then he gets ready to shoot. Make sure you're hiding beside something, or make sure you're ready to dodge. And you can actually pick up his arrows too. But I wouldn't worry about that until after you defeat this Gigantis Ballista. Once again, get in close, do a lot of damage. Yeah, he's going to stomp me. You know, because he shoots arrows, he can't do a whole lot but stomp you. This one's giving me a little more trouble than I expected, but mainly because I was impatient by the time I got here. Alright, so now we're going to kind of get into jumping challenges, and they put restrictions on you that really limit your stamina. If you notice, my character is sweating really bad. That's because he has a stamina restriction on him. I also believe I can't build in this area, so you have to climb and jump. If you have double jump as a skill, it might help, but it's not necessary. So just kind of keep climbing and work your way slowly up this and get on top of each rock. Let your stamina regenerate, and then keep going to the next rock at the line. Don't try to do too much because your stamina does go down quickly. You can also invest in some skills that help you with your stamina regen. Makes this a little bit easier, and then you can always reset your skills. But I haven't put too much into it, and I think this is pretty easy to get through. Essentially, what you need to do is work your way as high as you can go, and then there will be a spot that you can glide up and get to the next platform. You can kind of see the blue swirl like that right there. That's where I'm trying to get up into and get it to catch my glider to take me up. It's very much like the campfire. If you jump over a campfire with your glider, it'll shoot you up. This is kind of the same scenario. And then once you're up here, you unlock the blue pylon, and it unlocks the next bridge to the next area. And now we'll have call it a platform challenge, where platforms are disappearing. This is what's kind of cool about this game, is the little platforming element they give you here, you know, in a 3D environment to go along with the survival and the base building and everything else that you can do in this game. If you notice, these disappear. So I got ones that disappear, reappear, but those just disappear. And I fell to my death. Fall to your death, it's okay. You don't go back too far. Doesn't really hurt you much, so. It might help too if you've got an arrow to shoot and kill those goblins. I mean, that way they can't knock you off. Might make it a little bit easier, but you gotta watch this one because this one was a little tricky. Kind of just stuck now, so it's gonna fall. Like I said, you don't have to kill those goblins. You can. It might make it easier, but don't forget those disappear. So, like that, got to make sure you watch out and time it right. These pinkish ones just kind of drop. So as the more you stand on them, the more they drop. And they kind of move up and down, so just be careful on those. Those aren't quite as hard, I don't think. So hit the blue pylon, and now when you make it back to the starting point, actually there's one more group of enemies I forgot. So there's a fire goblins that you have to defeat here. And some wizards. There's another treasure chest down here too if you're looking for lots of treasure. So now, when you return to the starting point, you'll realize that the bridge across to the boss is unlocked now. So now we will face, I believe it's the Messenger of the Undead. He is good at magic resistance, so if you've got a magic build, you might struggle a little bit depending on how high level you are. But if you have an attack build, you should do okay. He's usually pretty easy to get in close and do some damage. Messenger of the Blue Underworld. I think that in previous iterations of the game, he's now been named different things, but maybe not. So dodge his scythe. They'll try to attack you with scythe. He also shoots like blue flames at you. But I always find if you stay close, he's pretty easy to defeat with an attack build. And just like that, I have the Grim Reaper scythe and some bone. And there you have it. Defeated the dungeon, and now we'll go up here and unlock the treasure chest. And inside the treasure chest, you'll see the materials that we need to move up and progress to the next Renaissance age. Have the Mandragora, Emerald of Hills, Ancient Wood, and Hill's Ancient Doll Fragment. There's 20 of each. That should be plenty to get you to progress. So now I'm going to skip forward to going to the tower. Alright, talk to this girl turning this mission because you should have completed it. And then you'll go up to the tower, work your way to the top. And now once you access the console, you should be able to go to Age Evolution. If you notice, all your requirements are met. You also need the gold, but if you need gold, you should have got plenty of stuff that you could have sold. And you progress to the Age Evolution. Welcome to the Renaissance Age. So now your next one is the Industrial Age, and you'll want to move on to the next tower to find those items. Alright, well that's all I've got for this episode. I appreciate you taking the time and watching this with me. Try to help out and try to show you different ways to accomplish the same goal. So this was kind of the goal of this. We kind of dual found what we needed to advance ages and also tackled the dungeon and the garden. So got a lot accomplished in this episode. If you got any questions, feel free to drop a comment. If you want to see me do anything or need me to cover something in particular, drop a comment, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. And as always, thanks for watching.